portion. The Democrats say that the country's fate is hanging on the outcome of this impeachment trial, which it is. One of the prosecutors in 45's impeachment trial insisted on Sunday that the country's fate is hanging on the outcome of the showdown now taking place in the U.S. Senate, in which he declared the case against the squatter regarding his conduct with Ukraine overwhelming. Lofgren, don't know much about Zoe Lofgren because I didn't hear about her until yesterday. A California congresswoman and one of the senior Democrats presenting the evidence against the squatter for abuse of power and obstruction Congress said senators trying the case need to hear additional witnesses and evidence this week in order to provide the impartial justice that America depends on. 45 is accused of pressuring Ukraine to investigate his domestic Democratic political rivals, especially 2020 election candidate and former Vice President Joe Biden, and he has refused to allow his most senior aides to testify in the process despite court challenges by the Democrats in the House who initiated the impeachment process last September. It's for the senators to find out all the information I think they would want, Lofgren told CNN State of the Union in Politics on Sunday morning. But here's the thing, the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts, presiding over this trial, if he signs a subpoena for a witness to come, we're going to get that witness promptly. We're not going to be in the court for 3 or 4 years. We have a great hope that the senators will do the duty that they are obliged to do, that they'll take the oath that they took seriously, that they would do impartial justice. That's what our hope is, and I think the country's fate is hanging on that. Mitch McConnell, the Republican Senate Majority Leader, has fiercely resisted calls for witnesses to appear at the Senate trial, one of them including John Bolton, 45's former National Security Advisor, who has called the meddling of 45's lawyer Dumbass Giuliani Ukraine matters seemingly at the squatter's order as a drug deal. Bolton has expressed a willingness to testify, but if Republicans who hold the Senate majority vote this week to exclude witnesses as expected, 45's trial could be over as early as the end of next week with the acquittal of all but certain. On Sunday, Lofgren defended comments by the lead impeachment manager, Adam Schiff, chair of the House Intelligence Committee. Schiff, blasted by 45 in a tweet on Sunday, had quoted a CBS report during his closing remarks on Friday that enraged many Republican senators by claiming that Republicans' heads could be on a pike if they went against the White House and voted for witnesses. Lofgren said, "I can't believe the squatter's misbehavior would be ignored because of something like this." Schiff, meanwhile, said on Sunday he believes 45's comment that Schiff has not paid the price yet for what he's done to the country was intended as a threat. He said, "I think it was a threat," he told NBC's Meet the Press. 45 also went on Twitter again early on Sunday to repeat his complaint that the impeachment is a hoax and is a massive election interference, the likes of which he has never seen before. The tweet castigated his accusers as radical left do-nothing Democrats. If you want to talk about people who are not doing shit, look at 45. Look at the Republicans. They haven't got shit done in 3 years. 45's legal team opened an aggressive defense of the squatter in the Senate on Saturday, laying out their case that he broke no laws, which he did, and insisting that the trial was nearly an attempt to reverse the 2016 election, which it wasn't. They're asking you to not only turn over the results of the last election, but they're asking you to remove 45 from the ballot in an election that's occurring in approximately 9 months, said White House counsel Pat Cipollone. They're here to perpetrate the most massive interference in an election in American history. Now, that would be you fucking guys. The inbreeding Republicans are the ones that have been committing the massive voter fraud and all this shit. Cipollone was referring to the Democratic impeachment managers who spent 3 days earlier in the week explaining the evidence of the 2 articles of impeachment. They say 45 abused his power to strong-arm Ukraine into conducting an investigation against Joe Biden, which he did, the front-runner for the Democratic nomination in November's election, and obstructed Congress by withholding testimony documents from their inquiry, which also it was known that he did that too. 45's lawyers will resume their arguments on Monday, building on a defense that is wide-ranging and technical. On Saturday, Patrick Philbin, a deputy counsel to the squatter, said the House of Representatives did not follow procedures when it issued subpoenas to White House officials. Meanwhile, Jay Sekulow, 45's personal lawyer, continued to insist that his client was innocent of all the charges anyway. No, he's not. We intended to show over the next few days that the evidence is really overwhelming that the squatter did nothing wrong. Technically, he did everything wrong. Democrats, led by Schiff, seek to prove that 45 was the corrupt author of a conspiracy in Ukraine, which he was. U.S. temporarily withheld $400 million in military aid to Ukraine while 45 was pressuring Ukrainian President Zelensky to investigate the U.S. Democrats and the respected U.S. ambassador to the country, Mariana Novich, who was removed for apparently not being loyal enough to 45. In a video from April of 2018 sent to the news media this weekend, 45 is allegedly heard on the tape ordering Yovanovitch's dismissal.